Shipwreck, that was the best use of the sound ever. Very nice. Hello, Shipwreck. Yes, you are first, and you did the first Booznate. That was excellent, though. And hello, Raider. So, Raider, I mean, there was a shout-out just now, but Raider did a stream. I wasn't able to pay a ton of attention because I was watching my kiddos at the same time, but it was there, and there was a satisfying clicky sound and as he was coding away at his code for his Minecraft mod. It was, or assistant program, it's not a mod, but it was pretty cool. And Shipwreck says, I gotta go, keep him boozinated, Raider. That's right, there's a sale on those. All right, let's take down the starting soon screen and let's jump into it. Silver Sky, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Shipwreck said he probably forgot to set the timer back, so it's probably still every 8 minutes. I didn't forget, I was just too lazy. Silver Sky redeemed the hydrate. Thank you, Silver Sky. Watching out for me. Thank you. Sorry, Shipwreck, the Booznate has been diluted. Raider says the next stream will be on Clone Hero. I don't really want to fix my issues on I Am Bob yet. Fair enough. Yeah, sometimes just a little bit of distance makes all the difference, and then coming back to it fresh, right? But let's get started on this. So, oh, I took some screenshots that I forgot to share on Twitter. That's all right. I'll share them later. But let's see. Kefri Bezos has been busy. As promised, I had him, between streams, go and unclutter some of low Kerbal orbit. There is a lot left to do, but I think all of the ship class objects have been deorbited that we didn't need. I am leaving one. I'm leaving Supreme Oddities wreckage up there just because it's funny to have a tin can just floating in space. So let's take a look at the tracking station and see where we're at. And no, we're not going to do Christmas music today. We did that yesterday. So Silver Sky says, I'm just going to be listening while I play Skyrim. Very cool. Enjoy your Skyrim. Maybe one of these days I'll play it. I'm worried that if I start Skyrim, I'll lose like a whole month of my life to it and enjoy it, but then be a month behind even farther than I am now. But yeah, if we look here, we only have ships filtered. So only a month? Yeah, probably. I'm understating it. Okay, yeah, this pink orbit here is a contract that we could accept, but we're not going to. But yeah, we've got the space garbage truck right here with Kefri Bezos, and it is out of little grabber modules. So its usefulness has come to an end, and we need to bring Kefri Bezos home. Although I don't think he's done with his community service yet. I think this is an indefinite sentence for getting Kaylee Kerman killed. That was some alliteration, unintentional alliteration. But yeah, look how small this list is now. Don't be fooled, there's still a lot of debris and a lot of probes, a lot of which are derelict or obsolete and need to be removed. But that's all right. We started with these ships here. So what we have left, we have the Moonshot 2.2. That's the one that we launched forever ago, 5 years ago in game, with Jebediah on it. And that's the one where he burned the wrong way trying to get home from Minmus and ended up escaping Kerbal entirely. And he's been stranded out in space for 4.5 years since. So then we sent Rescue 1. That one has Val and Bob, right? Because Bill is the one that died. I think that's the case. Let's see. Yes, Val and Bob. That rescue mission did not have enough Delta V, so it ended up being an unintentional flyby of Duna. And we are still waiting to get them back too. Then we have, of course, Supreme Oddities Wreckage, which is going to stay in space, and I'm even going to leave it as ship type. I'm not going to reclassify it to debris. That's an artifact now. There's, of course, the space garbage truck. Now, these are actual issues. So we have the Personnel Orbital Rescue Craft number 4. And this is not the entire thing. This one, if you recall, was exploded by the Kraken. So this here is a little bit out of reach. We may try to retrieve it later, but for now it's really not worth it. So it's going to keep orbiting. That's just one of the many pieces of the exploded Pork 4 that was lost trying to rescue the Kerbinator, Twiglet Redeem. And then we have Pork 5, which landed poorly on the moon and accidentally completed a station contract, hilariously enough. So yeah, that's for a contract that we're not going to accept. But yeah, so it is there and is not leaving. So there's a bunch of debris around it, though, that we might clean up. But that there, permanent feature of the moon at this point. So that's the thing. All right, let's look at our alarm clock, see what events we have coming up in the near future. The next is our correction burn for our ScanSat 3, which is headed to Dres. And shortly after that, ScanSat 6, ScanSat Supreme 6, I should say, named for Supreme Doom, one of our moderators and friend of the channel, fellow Firstcraft. That will be encountering Duna. So we will be arriving at Duna again today and hopefully getting an orbit so we can scan for resources. And Raider says, Dan, what music genre are you into? A lot of them. So, let's see. Let's take a quick detour. That, if you'll notice, my booze of the day is the Detour Double IPA, so this is appropriate. So one I like is classical. I'm pretty picky about it, but there's so much classical that still leaves me a ton. I really love the Romantic era, especially the Russian composers. I love Bach. I love Beethoven. I tell you what, nothing is more fun to play on a trombone than Beethoven string bass parts. They are intense. And when you're in an orchestra that is lacking a string bass player, you get to play them if you play the bass trombone. So I also love a lot of video game soundtracks. I've been obsessed with the Portal 2 and Risk of Rain soundtracks for a long time. Minecraft music is great. There's a game series that I want to play in the not too distant future called Banner Saga, and that has incredible music. Skyrim has good music. I've never played Skyrim, but I've listened to the soundtrack. Let's go ahead and get out of here. And also a lot of the that indie hipster garbage. Some of my coworkers were calling it indie hipster garbage that I was listening to at work, so that's what I call it now too, just for fun. I love like Decemberists. They're particularly good. Morrowind also has good music. That's a game, I assume, right? It sounds vaguely familiar. But yeah, I listened to some of the other Leonard Rain stuff, like Celeste, which I've never played, again, but that music is really good too. But stuff with synthesized arpeggios just really gets me. But yeah, love some of that music. Movie soundtracks too. Star Wars, a bunch of Elliot Goldenthal stuff. A lot of the movies that his soundtracks are for are pretty garbage, but the music is really good. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Clone Hero also has good music. I believe it, Raider, because it has all of the music. Well, any music you can add to it, right? Very cool. All right, so we are arriving at Duna, but we also need to see if we have a good window for launching to Duna. Let's see. Will that bring up the KSP planner? I think I need to open the window. There it is. Okay, cool. So what day is it? It is year 6, day 191. So let's change this 191, and that will put the planets oriented where they are right now. And let's see, let's change our destination to Duna. And let's change earliest departure to, yeah, year 6, day 200 is actually, that's perfect. Let's change our altitudes to 150 kilometers. And there we go. And we're not going to check no insertion burn, even though we're going to a planet with an atmosphere. But yeah, let's see. Raider says, well, I have a ton of different genres and some funny songs. Let's hope, let's hope you like them. So are you sending me songs on Discord now? Because you sent me some of that cool, like using disk drives and stuff. And what was that? An old Nintendo DS, I think it was, for producing MIDI music. Yeah. But yeah, my tastes are, I'm very picky, but also very broad. So I have high quality standards across many genres. I'll put it that way. But yeah, okay, so no swing bys, no double flybys or anything like that. Let's generate our sequences, Kerbal directly to Duna, and let's see in the next 1 year what it tells us the ideal time to launch is. It's doing its calculations. Oh yes, the Game Boy songs. Yep, yes, exactly, Raider. So they say, yeah, this is saying to depart immediately. So basically, we're in a good position to leave for Duna at any time. So why not? Let's launch to Duna, and then let's do our ScanSat 3 correction burn. So let's take that down. There we go. And let's actually hold on. Let's put it back, and this says a total delta V of 2.5 kilometers per second after we reach orbit. That's really good. So let's make a lander, not necessarily a rover or anything, not a manned vehicle. Let's just make a very simple lander. Let's grab one we already have and modify it, I think. Ah, good, we have music back. That other thing just doesn't do much music, but this one does. So let's open. Another thing that I need to do to reduce the size of some of the files and reduce load times is clean this up a little bit more. I did a little bit, but not enough. But let's see. Duna Exploration Research Probe. I think this is the most recent thing we sent to Duna. Let's take a look at it and see what it needs for modification. Probably not a lot, actually. Let's take the launcher off. Actually, hold on. Let's take it off with... I really need to remind myself to turn anti-aliasing back on so that we can get the overlays through parts. So, yeah, we've got this orbiter, which we don't particularly need anymore. I think we already have one. Have something in orbit of Duna. I think we might. But we really only need the lander because we have communications out to Duna. The satellite we're about to park in Duna orbit has plenty of communication capability, so we don't need to send another relay antenna. So we can save our delta V on this. And with that in mind, let's just design something brand new and fresh. And this is an existing launcher. This is, yeah, let's just start something brand new. This is Research Probe. Just Research Probe. All right, so let's do something brand new. Don't save. We'll start soon. We'll have a new probe core, but not yet. We'll start with the Probodobodyne Hex, and we use the Hex because it has the best options for stability assist. We can do prograde and retrograde hold, which we cannot do with the Octo. So let's lift it up so we can have more room to work underneath it. And let's start with some batteries. Let's just pop one on top and one on bottom, like so. And let's see, we're gonna need some solar panels. Let's put those on last though, because Silver Sky redeemed Hydrate. That's on Black Friday sale too. I'm having some fun making fun of Black Friday. I've never done my own Black Friday sale until now. Thank you, Silver Sky. Okay. We probably want kind of a wide base for this, actually. So what we can do, let's go to payload and service bays. I think 2.5 meters. Let's see how that fits on our launcher, because we're going to launch this on the Arcus medium launch vehicle. Busanate is out of stock, probably about to be back in stock. Okay, yep, that will fit. That will fit in this fairing. So we're good. Let's open this up. And we can put everything inside of this. So if we do this, it has an attachment point on the inside, just like that. So that's super fancy. Let's put the batteries underneath. That was weird. Let's see, like, ooh, 8.01. Okay, it's still lighter weight to have 2 of these than 1 of these. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We don't need that much battery power. There we go, like that. Or hold on, no, I have an even better idea. Let's place those aside because we have lots of room for scientifical experiments. We're gonna put the Science Junior on there like this, and we're going to clip this just a little bit. Whoop. Like that. There we go. Not to the point where it's cheaty, but like we have integrated these parts into each other, just like that. And also let's rotate this. There we go. That way we can open the doors and see inside of it from here. I like that a whole lot better. And so these have got to go. Let's use different kind of batteries now. Let's go ahead and use these. Those hold 400, those hold 200. Okay, and yeah, so the weight of these things is very consistent. So it doesn't really matter, except for part count, which ones you use. I like that. So we'll just use a couple. We'll use a couple of these. Why not? Like that. And if we do this, then we won't see it on the outside. There we go. That looks a lot better. What other scientific experiments can we put on this thing? We can do a seismic accelerator, a seismometer. Oh, we should have an impactor as part of this. Something we can crash into the surface. That would be good. And what are these? Okay, these are cameras for satellites from the ScanSat mod. Let's see. Barometer. We definitely want a barometer. We want a thermometer. And what else do we have? A fluid spectrovariometer. Atmospheric fluid spectrovariometer. Let's do that one. Why not? Let's see, how heavy is that? Is that going to 0.005 tons? It's not as heavy as it looks, not even close. So that's actually kind of a silly size or a silly weight, one or the other. Mobile processing lab that requires people. Ooh, mystery goo. We want mystery goo, and we're going to do 2 of those, and that'll balance it. And I don't think I balanced it very well. Right, actually, like this. There we go. That looks pretty good. All right, we can close that, I think. Close. And now we need to put some stuff on the outside. What we need first are solar panels. Let's see, those give 8.3 electric charge per second. Those only do 1.6. So we definitely want these. They're big guys. Maybe we don't want those. They're too big. They'll stick out of the fairing. I don't want to widen the fairing because that will give us some serious, what am I looking for? Drag. That's the word I'm looking for. So let's see how these look. Okay, let's turn them around. All right, and those will track the sun, so that is fine as is. Let's shift them like this. Right there. All right, I like how that looks. Let's retract them. There we go. So now we want something on the bottom. So let's see, fuel tanks, what's the smallest one that will look good here? Whoop. Let's turn off the symmetry mode. That is actually not too bad, but so let's leave it there in case we want to use it. But what else have we got? This, okay. So this will be good for a propulsive landing. But do we really need a propulsive landing? Excuse me. I think we do. Because Duna, like Mars, that it's based on, has a very, very thin atmosphere. So I think we don't need that much. We can do a lighter weight, smaller fuel tank, and then what we can do is put just a very small engine on the bottom. So the Terrier weighs 0.5 tons and gives us 60 kilonewtons of thrust. How about... where's the Ant? There it is. That gives 2 kilonewtons. Yeah, that's not nearly enough. So let's do this. And that's a kind of hilarious Christmas tree upside down shape. Or like funnels. And how do these look? Truss mount. Truss mount is kind of cool, but let's leave the shroud on. Okay, so now we need landing gears. So the LT2 landing strut is our heaviest duty one. If we do this... that clips more than I'm comfortable with. So what we're going to do instead of just that, we're going to go into structural, and we're going to take these tiny cubic octagonal struts. They're too tiny. Let's do the regular modular girder segments, and they're too big, but that's okay. We can clip these. They're also heavier, 0.125 tons. Ugh, that's all right. That's all right. We're already saving a lot of weight on this thing. And I could put them on here, but then they would not have a lot of clearance underneath. So I don't like how it wants to place these. So let's do this. Let's do a little bit of trickery, but that will make this actually work out in the end like it's supposed to be. There we go. Now, hopefully that is not too wide. Let's see how that looks in the fairing. Oh, it is a little bit wide. All right. Thinking here. Okay, so here's what we should do. And I think I'm okay with this. So it's all integrated as a piece. Let's see. Yeah, that ends up like that. Maybe we do have enough clearance if I just put it up there. Yeah, but then it would block the service bay doors, and I don't want it to block the service bay doors. Okay, so an auto strut is locked to the heaviest part. That's all right. But how does that look here? We still would need a little bit, just a tiny bit of expansion on the fairing, and we need to shorten the fairing anyway, so that is okay. I'm all right with that. Okay, but we're not quite done yet. We also need communications. So let's do... What is the range on that? 5 meters, 15, megameters. This one's 15 gigameters. Yeah, let's do one of these up on the top. Like this. So if we extend that, let's see, toggle. Oh, there we go. Extend antenna. That works. Retract antenna. Okay. We do have some thrust torque. So let's see if we can shift this to balance the craft a little bit better. So I'm looking right here where we have 0.33 kilonewton meters of thrust torque. That means the craft is not properly balanced. Okay, moving this way is dropping it, and then that's as far as it drops it. So then the other torque must be in this direction. and it's caused by the equipment we have in the service bay. All right, that is as close as we're going to get with this, and I'm okay with that. We can deal with that with the swiveling of this engine. Let's see, yeah, this one gimbals just a little bit. How much gimbaling does it have? We can check that over here under the engines tab, and that's the Terrier. It can gimbal 4 degrees, which is plenty. All right. So we have communications, we have power, we have landing gear, we have fuel. This thing has 1.2 kilometers per second of delta V. We need parachutes for Duna, and we need a heat shield. Okay. Yes, so here's what we can do here. Maybe we don't use this antenna after all. Let's... But it's balancing the craft. All right, we've got the radial mount chutes. And if we put them on top, like this, I don't like that, actually. But why can't I do that? It's because of the doors, isn't it? Okay, yeah, it's because of the doors. So if we do 2 parachutes like this, and I don't like that looks like it's going to damage the, it's not because of the game, but it looks like it is, and that's the kind of realism that bothers me a little bit. So here's what we can do instead. We can do like this and like this. So now we have 4 parachutes, 2 on each side, and we can cut those parachutes right before we start our propulsive landing sequence. So these will slow us down in Duna's thin atmosphere, and then we land. So we're going to do something weird and put the parachutes in a stage before the liquid fuel engine. No, we're gonna do it differently because we can activate the engine but then keep the throttle all the way down and then relight the engine. So we're actually gonna leave it normal. All right, so we have power, we have communications, we have parachutes, we have landing gear, we have propulsive landing option, we have scientific experiments. What are we missing? We're missing lights and cameras. So let's do spotlights. We can do 4 of them. Let's bring this thing down towards the ground so that we can see how this is going to illuminate. Extended, and let's see how it's going to look as if it was landed. There we go. Turn the lights on and rotate them. Okay, we're in local mode. That's good. All right, I like that. Just a little bit of downward angle, and we get some really nice illumination around the craft. All right, we can turn them off. And cameras, let's see, what do we want? We want... House cam is nice. Night vision cam is nice. Nav cam, Curb Pro. It's like a GoPro. Science cam. Let's use this. And let's put 4 cameras on it so we can look in each direction. How about that? And just to make sure I've put that on the right way, all right, we can get rid of that for the moment. And let's see, this is Duna. Let's see, what we call the other one. I will save this. Duna Exploration and Research Probe. Okay, cancel. Duna Exploration and Research Probe 2.0. So DERP, derp, and save. So let's take this out to the launch pad just to test the cameras, and then we're going to revert. And here we go. We're loading up the pad. Loading it up. The menus are coming in. There we go. So there it is on the pad. And if we turn on the lights, oh, that looks pretty cool with the haze effect. Nice. All right, and let's look at the cameras. They're all right side up. Perfect. Okay, I like it. And yeah, let's revert to the vehicle assembly building and put it on a launcher. And I promised some cool launch camera angles, so that's what we're going to do. So I watched a SpaceX launch this morning, and watched the Artemis launch, of course. Was that 2 weeks ago now? Jeez. And I feel inspired to do some cool camera angles. Oh, we need a heat shield for this, for reentry. So real quick, decoupler. Glad I remembered this. And thermal, the 2.5. Oh yeah, we have the inflatable one. Here's the problem. It also adds so much drag. I have a hard time keeping things pointed towards it. So we do need this. We're going to use this, and this might in fact need it, but we'll find out. All right, so we're going to put that on. Actually, we don't need a decoupler for that, do we? Because this comes with its own decoupler. All right, heat shield jettison staged. Okay. All right, so we need to do another test then, just to make sure the staging works the way I think, because we haven't done anything like this in a while. So let's put it back on the pad and just test our sequence of events real quick. And while this loads up, I'm gonna have some water. There we go. We got Thanos in his Christmas sweater keeping us company again. All right. That's perfect. Okay, that's what I needed to know. Does it expose the engine? And it sure does. Okay, so revert to vehicle assembly building. We also need some action groups. So let's go to action groups. And custom 1 will be to toggle our solar panels. Custom 2 will be to toggle the antenna. There we go. Start retracted. And let's add our launch vehicle. Still planning to launch it on the Arcus 2 medium launch vehicle. That looks pretty good right there. Let's rebuild the fairing though, because it doesn't need to be as long, but it does need to be a little bit wider. Yes. Or it makes more sense just to do this. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do it. All right. Save. And let's bring this up right here like this. And so we have a couple of cool options that we can do for camera angles that are like the real launches. So we can have an engine camera. We can also have like a launch tower. We have that onboard aero cam. That's pretty cool. Let's close the sub-assembly view. But let's see. What we should do is under structural, let's build kind of a launch tower. We're gonna put this, oh, will it let us place it? Not there. Uh-oh. Oh, what about this? It'll let us place this though. Okay, cool. We're placing that, and then we're going to move it over here. Like so. And then we're going to stack them. We're going to stack them tall. And yeah, I think we're going to need to back it off a little bit too, but we're going to find that out right now. Yes. Cool. And let's put a camera on the top. Okay, let's do... Let's see. Not that one. Curb Pro. Let's see. Extremely durable camera, primarily used in various sporting activities. Yeah, like a GoPro. Kerbal Space Program asked if these were durable enough to be used as rocket cams. Only time will tell. All right. Booster cam. Those are for onboard. Basic whole camera deluxe. Has cam super wide. Yeah, let's try... Ooh, launchpad camera will go on the bottom. But let's try the Curb Pro. And let's put it... right there. Like this. Just like that. So it's looking at this and we can watch the thing just fly in front of the camera. And we're gonna have some fun with this. We're gonna do the liftoff a couple times. So let's also do the booster cam. We can place that right here and then shift it so it's down here on the pad. And these will not launch with the rocket. That's why I'm placing them on the launch clamps. And then let's face it right at the engine. Like so. Okay. And save. All right, let's launch it, and let's also let a little bit of time pass. Just a few days. Because we definitely have some time to kill in-game. All right. We're not recovering the booster, so we can close that. And let's warp to sunrise. And then warp through a couple more days. Just a couple. There's the sun. All right, so let's let's take a look at these cameras. It's also gonna... There's the launch pad one. Look at that view of the engine. Okay, let's take some screenshots. Oh, and there's that. We can see the tip of the fairing. That's awesome. Okay, so we can probably raise that camera up a little bit. And here's the onboard camera. And here are the ones on the lander itself, just looking inside of the fairing. Okay, I want to see this. That's what I want to see. All right, so we're gonna double check our staging, and I see an issue already. So here is the main engine and the launch clamps. That's good. Launch clamps. There's the main booster separator, and there is that one. That's the one inside of the fairing. Okay, so these need to be in different stages. There we go. So main engine, decoupler, second stage engine, and then the fairing, and then that is the landing stage engine. And this is a big problem. As soon as we decouple the heat shield, we're going to also deploy the parachutes, and also we need the heat shield to be deployed first before the engine. There we go. All right, that should be the staging fixed, and I'll need to remember to do that for the saved vehicle as well. All right, here we go. We're throttled up. Stability assist is on. We're not gonna do the We're not going to do the flight recorder this time. We're focusing on the pretty views instead. All right, so here we go. We are go for launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Oh, that is cool. Yes. Uh-oh, my network dropped again? Jeez. I'm really frustrated with our network right now. I hope it didn't drop for that cool launch. Ah! Vehicle is supersonic and has reached maximum aerodynamic pressure. All right, let me know. Did you see the cool launch view? Because I just looked and my stream has restarted, frustratingly. Silver Sky says, I have returned from eating food. Very cool. And has redeemed the hydrate. Thank you, Silver Sky. I hope it was a good food. Refreshing. All right. Ah, good to hear. Good to hear. And we're coming up on main engine cutoff. Stuffing and turkey with gravy. Ooh, nice. Thanksgiving leftovers are so good. All right, we have MECO, stage separation, and second engine start. Let's look inside the fairing. Here we go. And... whoa! Well, we have lost the vehicle. I blame the clipping of the engines. Of the landing legs. I think it was that. Well, that launch has failed. Okay. Me, join stream back. KSP, kaboom. So it was you, Raider. All right. Well, we are following this piece of debris right here as it falls back into Kerbin's atmosphere. And let's do this. Let's see, what was... yep, landing strut. Wait, Science Junior collided with the fairing, and landing strut collided. I think those happened at the same time. Interesting, okay. Yep, it's the landing gears. All right, so we're going to have to adjust the fairing for this, unfortunately. Is Dan echoing for anyone else or just on my end? Let's see. My preview is muted, so it's not that. I hope I'm not echoing. We did have the stream drop and come back, which has been happening a lot, and I'm really frustrated about it. My super reliable internet has not been lately. Pete Vegman is first, but not really. Let's see, did it... oh. Yep. Don't hear any echo? Very good. Yeah, it did indeed completely restart the stream. Dang it. All right. We're following this thing all the way down. I can't zoom in because the camera that we were on has been destroyed, and so... so it won't let me stop that. You'll see if you have any other tabs open in the stream. Yeah, it could be that. There we go. It's gone. All right. Back to the Space Center. Let's let some time pass and let's fix the fairing. This thing will need a custom fairing, unfortunately. Even with our testing, it wasn't quite enough. At least we didn't get confused between metric and British Imperial units and crash something onto the surface of Duna, right? All right, so here we go. Warp to sunrise. Let's let a couple weeks pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, almost there, 11, 12, 13, and 14. That's 2 weeks. All right, we're good to go. Pad's been refurbished, and the next rocket has been built, which, you know, we're going to modify it here, but oh, you had the stream open in Discord, so when the stream restarted, it unpaused. You got to open in Discord. Oh, okay. So yeah, that would be embedded, wouldn't it? From the notification in the First Craft Discord, I would guess. Okay. All right. So here's what we're gonna do: delete fairing and build fairing from scratch. We need that. All right, so it's a little fatter. It's going to have more drag, but that's okay. But what we can do now also is undo this clipping, which is part of the problem. Okay, nothing is clipping there. That's good. All right, let's disable the mouse over for the moment. Let's see, fairing expansion off. All right, that way we can really take a look at the inside here. Okay, and yes, there is nothing touching. That is good. All right, let's put the mouse over back on. There we go. And let's also let's see, auto strut to grandparent part for this fuel tank. All right, there we go. Let's save that. And let's do a simulation. So even if this is successful, this is just to see if that issue is going to happen again. Even if it's successful, we're going to revert because this is a simulation. So we don't get to claim success if we're not going to claim failure. That's the rule for a simulation. All right, so Launchpad is loading up. We can close this. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna watch the simulation from down here. All right. We didn't fix our staging either, so let's real quick do that. And help me to remember to do that when we revert. There we go. All right, so throttle is up, stability assist is on, and simulation is running. We are go for launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. And there it goes. And I think there is a mod that will slow time down, actually, so we can get a nice slow motion shot of that. Vehicle is pitching downrange. Everything's looking nominal. is supersonic and has reached maximum aerodynamic pressure. Trying to maintain a 60-degree pitch, but it is fighting me, so we're just going to point prograde. And we're going to do the staging events in the proper order so that we don't get any interference from atmospheric pressure before it is time. And maybe I did the fairing too soon. Maybe that was part of the problem, but I think it was the clipping. I think the fairing was clipped into the landing legs just a little bit, and that caused a collision. All right, we're coming up on main engine cutoff. All right, we have MECO, stage separation, and second engine start. And yeah, it's I did the stage separation right about here, and so we had some higher dynamic pressure than I should have. But that is, I don't think, the main issue here. All right, dynamic pressure is less than 1 kilopascal. So here we go, here's the test. Wait. Ha! Oh, which is which here? That's okay. We're gonna... All right, here we go. That's safe. Ooh, that is good to note. Okay, so that fixes it. So let's revert to the vehicle assembly and fix our staging. And we have fixed the issue that we had before, it looks like. So... let's look inside the fairing here so that we can see what we're affecting with our staging. So that's good, that's good. This engine needs to be in the next stage. The fairing needs to be after that. Okay, and then we have this decoupler. Oh, yeah, that was an issue. That decoupler needs to be after the fairing. Okay, so we have the fairing, that decoupler, and then we have the heat shield. Okay, and then this engine. All right, that has been fixed. Okay, now we can do our real launch, attempt number 2 for this Duna probe. I mean the first try. This is the first try. Definitely the first try. We have not had an issue. We did not have an incident. We're the media is covering it up for us. Thank you, media. All right, let's go. Let's close this. Let's go to this launch tower camera. Throttle up, stability assist on. And actually, I think we can turn on the flight recorder, and then if we hide the UI, it hides this too. So altitude, acceleration, dynamic pressure, here we go. Yeah, we are staging is the same as we left it, so we are go for launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, liftoff. Vehicle has cleared the tower and is pitching downrange. Everything is looking nominal. Vehicle is supersonic, and yeah, it's really fighting. It's that fairing, it's that fat fairing, and that is also maximum aerodynamic pressure. I can feel the extra drag from this fatter fairing. So we're just gonna let the rocket hold prograde on its own. That's the safest way to go here. coming up soon on main engine cutoff. We have MECO, stage separation, and second engine start. Ooh. I think we needed more upper stage for this thing. Huh. Well, we'll see. We have... Ooh, it's gonna be close. We can do some aero braking if we need to. Alright, let's deploy the fairing. Fairing separation confirmed and is clean. Okay, good. Yeah, we might be using some of our landing stage engine for this. Uh-oh. Fortunately, some of the Delta V we need is for an insertion burn, so we can do some aero braking. All right, second stage engine cutoff. We can close this. Yeah, should have stretched this for sure. Yeesh. All right. Will this make it to Duna? I don't know. Let's see. According to the planner tool, we need a total of 2.5 kilometers per second. But let's see how much of that is what maneuver. So Kerbal escape is 1 kilometer per second, so we can get our Kerbal escape. All right, we have enough for the deep space maneuver as well. All right, so if we can dip into the atmosphere a bit, then we can save quite a bit of Delta V. So there's a chance, but we're cutting it way closer than we should be. Ugh. All right. Let's coast to our apoapsis and circularize our orbit. How's our electric charge? Okay. Let's manually do this. Oh yeah, we have some solar panels on the booster stage too, so that will help. All right, we're 1 minute away from apoapsis. There we go. Briefly light the engine to use the gimbaling to point prograde. And then full burn to circularize our orbit. All right, we have an orbit. And it is circular. Okay, so since we are headed outwards to Duna, there's our target right there. We need to go faster to escape Kerbal and also faster around the sun to raise our orbit towards Duna. So we are actually positioned poorly. So we need to be right over here on the night side. So let's warp to there. And let's point prograde. Let's not bother with using the engines to gimbal for that. We need all the fuel we can save. And here we go. And we're at double time here. Now back to regular time. Okay, this is a Kerbal escape, so let's double check things. We have no inclination relative to our target, which is good. Or I think we have none. So let's pin our periapsis there. And let's watch it. It is dropping. Apoapsis is rising, though. Okay. That's what we want. Okay, let's see. Can we get an encounter just from this right here? How much fuel can we save? Not quite. Okay. But yeah, our inclination is really good, so that's fantastic. When will we escape Kerbin? In 2 days and 5 hours. That is excellent. Let's go ahead and time warp away. Let's just watch Kerbin as it descends out of sight. We're looking at the night side. Oh, let's also extend our solar panels now. We have these, but just in case. Look at them unfold. That is super cool. Yep, and they're trying to track the sun, which is on the other side of the planet. That's all right. It won't be for long. There we go. Bye, Kerbin. Yep, keeping our batteries completely topped off. That's exactly what we want to see. There goes the moon. What was that? Was that Minimus? Yeah, we passed Minimus. And Pete Vegman points out some new solar panels for ISS were on the SpaceX launch today. Yeah, they were. You could see them rolled up in the trunk. I think that's what they, what was visible down there. They're trying out some new tech. Those solar panels are getting old. All right, we are now out of Kerbin's sphere of influence. So let's see. We have 853 meters per second of delta V remaining in this stage. Can we use that to get, our inclination is 0.04, that's pretty good. Can we use that to get an encounter with Duna from here? Okay, let's add a maneuver. That's 3 days ahead of us. No probe control. Excuse me. What? I can't even extend this antenna. What? Look. All right. We're very close to Kerbin, and look how much we have in orbit. All these relays with their very strong signals. What the heck? This game has been cheating me out of communication, I swear. We've had some interesting communication issues lately. Even where we really should be in range of other craft. So yeah, we might be sending something else soon. Okay, well, that's interesting. But in the meantime, since there's nothing else we can do for this for now, we're going to keep coming back to check on it. It was the time warp. Just blame the time warp. I blame the time warp. So yeah, let's open our alarms. Let's switch to ScanSat 3, headed for Dres, and let's hope that we have communication with that. We do have stuff around Dres for when we get there. But yeah, there should be plenty of communication. Yeah, this thing has communication, but it also has these giant antennas. But it should be able to help communicate with other craft in deep space. But yeah, we have a weak signal. We have a signal to Joule, and we have a weak signal directly to Kerbin. So that's good. Full probe control. And we're coming up on a 1.8 kilometer per second burn. That's a 17-minute burn. Holy cow, it's coming up in 5 days. Let's warp to that alarm. I wish I could make an alarm for whether we get communication back with a probe. That would be very handy. But I think we would need to install Kerbalism for that, and that changes a whole lot. In a really fun way, but it really is a completely different experience. It is not the stock game at all at that point. All right, delete and close, and we are an hour away from the burn. Okay, so let's first point towards the maneuver marker on the nav ball. Man, our Duna mission is just troubled. Okay, there we go, and we can time warp closer to the thing. So about 9 minutes, 8.5 minutes before the node is when we'll start the burn. I'm actually going to start at 9 minutes before the burn because we are going to throttle down for the end of the burn to get some of that extra precision. All right, we're 30 minutes away. Still have good signal. Good. 10 minutes away. All right. Oh, 8.5 minutes. That's all right. Here we go. We've started the burn. And we are definitely going to 4 times speed for this. And now we sit back and we let the thing burn towards Dres. So let's have a drink for that. Why not? I don't have Shipwreck here taking care of me. That's okay. And once again, this is the time where we have the obligatory looking forward to Kerbal Space Program 2 and being able to use thrust under higher warp. Maybe we should send something with a stronger signal towards Duna. I'm trying to wait until we have a bigger communications dish and then make a deep space orbital communications network. Basically, I want to put some communication satellites, some very powerful communication satellites, in the same orbit as Kerbin, but stationed differently around the sun, so that they are equidistant. And I want to have at least 4 of them, maybe, well, including Kerbin itself, maybe 5, so that we have kind of a 6-pointed communications network, including Kerbin as one of the satellites. I think that would be pretty cool. All right, let's see how this is doing on the map. Oh, I heard glass breaking. It was Shipwreck. Very rude. Okay, yep, we are changing our orbit. And trying to get this encounter here with Dres. And Shipwreck redeemed Boozenate, and Silver Sky diluted the Boozenate. Mwahahaha! Here we go. Here's the Boozenate for Shipwreck. And here is the Hydrate for Silver Sky. They're taking care of me, Shipwreck. But so are you, just in different ways. Darn it, I said keep up on the Boozenation. You had one job. They had one job and they didn't do it, Shipwreck. They didn't do it. Yep, I've been neglected. Until now. Alright. Yep, we can see our orbit. So we are pointed almost entirely towards the sun right there. So we're pointed kind of like this. So mostly radial in and a little bit of prograde. So that will widen our orbit with the prograde component, and pointing this way basically hinges the orbit around where we are right now. So we are moving the orbit towards this dotted brown line, which is where we're going to have our final orbit. Silver Sky says, I never agreed to keep Dan Boozenated. Oh, that's rude. Pete Vegman rightfully points out, can't rely on anyone these days. Rick says, imagine Fifth Colony starts lava casting your ship. Also, it's Fifth Column Shipwreck. The guy was doing a deep dive on them last night, learning a whole lot about their methods. Oh, call them whatever. I know, right? As if they deserved that kind of respect. I like how they pretend that what they're doing is going after like racists and bigots and stuff, when really all they're doing is literally griefing any random server they can log into. It's pretty funny. Hey, there's a shout out for Pete Venkman, who, as far as I know, doesn't stream, but if he did... Thank you, Shipwreck. Oh, and Shipwreck, I did start looking into giving you those permissions, and I couldn't find the settings, so I'm going to have to look up in a help article. I'm going to have to Google it. Supreme Doom, welcome! Yeah, don't be a dolphin. Go follow Supreme Doom. She streams a lot of paper crafts, which are very fascinating and cool, and also occasionally Minecraft from the same SMP as me, the first SMP. How are you doing, Supreme Doom? Good to see you here. All right, we're back in real time, coming up on the end of the burn. Soon we're going to throttle down to get a little bit of precision at the end here. You're doing great. Good to hear. We have 100 meters per second remaining of this burn. And I'm just doing slight adjustments to follow the maneuver marker on the nav ball. Supreme Room says, I was at my craft show and I'm helping ship clean up. Oh, very cool. How did the craft show go? Did you have fun? We're down to the final 50 meters per second of change in our velocity at Delta V. You did have fun. Good to know. That means it was a success. 30. Now this is such a low thrust engine, but high efficiency. That's why we use it. Should have been using it for the Duna mission. Oh well, what can you do? All right, we're here at the end. Let's use very low thrust to get this last little bit right. Just about there. And here's the question. Do we have an encounter at the end of this with Drez? Drez has very low gravity. It's hard to get an encounter. Okay, there we go. We have completed this maneuver. Oh, it's flickering. Let's see what we need to do to get our perfect encounter with Drez. Let's see, Supreme Doom says, I met up with an old friend. We haven't seen each other in about 15 years. Oh, that's cool. I assume this old friend then does crafts as well? Alright, so our separation at approach is 180 kilometers. So what will change that? Will radial in? No. Let's zero these out. And let's... Ooh. It's completely deleted our encounter. Dang it. Okay, here we go. Closest approach. Let's pin that. And let's add a maneuver. Oh, this flickering is driving me nuts. Let's bring it closer to our craft. Okay, 1 day, 3 hours away. Okay, prograde isn't doing it. Let's do this tool here. Okay, so 10 meter per second increments of change. And Supreme Doom says, no, she's buying stuff. She now owns 4 Supreme cards. Oh, that's 4 more cards than I own. Rude. Okay, that is helping. Okay, closest approach separation 188, 192. That is not helping as much as I thought. Okay. Oh, this is maddening. All right, let's do this instead. Let's do a correction burn closer. And this, if we, okay, so we have a closest approach of 180 kilometers, or 1,000 kilometers, so megameters. You're welcome to purchase as many as you'd like. Oh, that's right, you have Do you sell them on Etsy? Is that where you sell them, Supreme Doom? Share your link, if so. Because I should. Okay. That didn't help. That didn't help. Yikes. Oh, this is so touchy. Zero that out. What about... Okay, relative inclination is different, so maybe if we change that. Let's increase the sensitivity. Okay, that is kind of dropping it. There we go. There we go. Look at that. We're below 180. Oh, wow. Let's see. It's not set up online officially yet, but I do have an empty Ko-Fi shop. You should fill it up with Ko-Fi. I assume that's what you sell at a Ko-Fi shop is Ko-Fi. I'm kidding, because I know what Ko-Fi is. And I just don't know how it's pronounced. Is it Ko-Fi coffee? I don't know. They're not clear about it. Okay, this is also helping. Yeah, this should not be so difficult. The main difficulty here is working through Kerbal space programs, a very finicky user interface. But this is giving us a better approach, at least when it shows us the approach. Okay, so we know we can fix it here. So let's zero this out. And we'll set up the maneuver when we're closer to it, because it'll give us more accurate. It's so far out that we're getting issues with mathematical precision. So we're going to. This is in 263 days. Let's set up an alarm. And this is. Let's see. Let's create an alarm. Maneuver. What is our. SOI change. ScanSat Supreme 3. That's what it's called. It's named for you, Supreme Doom. Alright, so ScanSat 3. Drez. Correction burn. And we'll do another one. And we don't need any advance notice. We're just going to get there and then make our maneuver there. Add the alarm. And that's in just over half of a year. So here's what we should do. We had some issues with our recent Duna launch, but let's see if we can get ScanSat Supreme number 6 into orbit around Duna. So let's switch to that. Oh, Supreme Doom says, no signal in school, so I've missed everything you've said since you asked if I had Etsy. All right, I'm rewinding. Well, we talked about how this satellite is named for you, Supreme Doom. And I said that you should probably fill your Ko-Fi shop with Ko-Fi, because I assume that's what you sell at a Ko-Fi shop. And then I indicated that I am just kidding, because I know what a Ko-Fi shop is, just not how it's supposed to be pronounced. If it's coffee, Ko-Fi, Kofi, Ka-Fi, Kufu, maybe. It's probably a type of sushi. I don't know. You'll catch me when I get home, hopefully. Okay. No worries. No worries. Good to see you, Supreme Doom. All right, so here we are. We have 8.2 kilometers per second of delta V remaining just in this atomic stage. 9.4 total. And the idea is to get this thing into orbit around Duna and start scanning for resources. We've got one around Moho, we've got one around Kerbal, and we've got one around Minmus. And so in 8 days, we will encounter Duna. So let's go ahead and warp to the alarm. There we go. And we're coming slowly, gently out of the time warp. There we go, and we can delete and close. So let's also see. Well, when we get around Duna, we will we'll unfilter some of these things and see if we do have anything in orbit around Duna. I don't think we do, but we we'll encounter Duna in 6 hours. So let's look at Duna while we do this time warping. Look at it. There's Ike in front of it, eclipsing it slightly, but it's tiny. So, all right. So let's time warp. Yeah, there's Ike, and we just watched its shadow transit. That's cool. Very cool. See, can we spot any other planets from here? It doesn't look like it. Okay. That's all right. There goes Ike. Around the backside. All right, let's increase our time warp and get there quicker. And it does look like we have a nice steep inclination. That's what we want. We want a polar orbit. Oh, and we're coming up on a Joule encounter soon too. Nice. Okay, we are in Duna's sphere of influence. That is good to know. So, yeah, let's get to the periapsis, which is, oh, it's nice and steep, very near to perfectly over the North Pole. And we're going to get there in 2 days. So let's point retrograde first off. And yeah, we can see our time to periapsis here, 2 days and 1 hour. So we can go back to our very nice view. And maybe an hour before periapsis is when we should start burning, because we don't want to just fly right past. So we're going to get to maybe see another transit of Ike, Duna's moon. All right, we are 1 day away from periapsis. And look at that. Look at that. That is so cool. Let's get a screenshot of that because I love that. Look at that. That is awesome. Okay. Sorry, I'm nerding out over this. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all for nerding out over this. All right, 5 hours. 4, 3. Auto saving. There we go. 2. And 1 hour. Okay, so we are going to burn retrograde. We have started the burn. And we're going pretty slow. So this is actually going to be a pretty easy capture. And yeah, we can already see the time to escape rising quickly, which is what we want to see. But still, let's speed up the game. 4 times speed. And look how far away from Duna we still are, but we're in its sphere of influence. It has a decent gravitational field, so a wide sphere of influence. Not as wide as Kerbin's. I think the gravity is about 1/3, if I'm not mistaken, of Kerbin's. And we have a nice strong signal directly, 85% strength signal directly to Kerbin. I heard the fanfare. I heard Kevin MacLeod's Discovery Hit fanfare. Welcome, Andra. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. All right, we're about to have our orbit. Let's slow down to real time. Glad to hear it, Andra. Says it's a pleasure to be here. Okay. We have a capture orbit. Let's go ahead and circularize it a bit. That is good. And we have a 44-degree inclination. So it's not as polar as I was hoping, but it's still pretty good. And before we get... the wider our orbit is, the cheaper the inclination change is. Not that we need to worry about it. We have 7.6 kilometers per second of delta V remaining in just this stage. So yeah, we can do lots of cool scans. So how long will it take to get here? 5 days? Yeah, let's do it. Let's warp to here, where we're going to cross the equator, more or less. And let's also see, do we have anything in orbit here? There's debris, but it's not nearby. We do. Okay, we do have an orbit. We've had that there for a while. That's why I couldn't remember it at all. So yeah, here we go. So we're going to need to change our inclination, and I think what we need to do, since we are in a prograde orbit, is burn normal. And from here, that's going to be towards north-ish. More like 45 degrees off of north because of our inclination. It's going to be 44.02602 degrees off of north. Right here, in fact. And let's see if I'm right. I think I'm right. Let's hold this inclination. There we go. And if this inclination rises, which it is doing, perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and let's also, so we don't end up escaping, let's put a little bit of retrograde into this orbit. That's prograde, Nan. Go the other way. And full burn. Yeah, so we're dropping our apoapsis and increasing our inclination at the same time. And we want polar orbit for mapping for resources. We are at 60 degrees. We can drop our apoapsis plenty while we do this. We need to anyway. 70 degrees. $80 degrees. And there we have it, 90.04486 degrees. That is a polar orbit. Fantastic. But we're also way too high, and our orbital period is 21 days. So we need to drop this orbit significantly. And let's take a look. Our cameras and antennas from the ScanSat mod. There's the advanced resource mapper. And ideal... our scan altitudes that it'll work are anywhere from 70 to 500 kilometers, and it is ideal to have it over 250 kilometers. So there are two things we need to look for. We need to be over 250 kilometers so that we have a nice wide scanning angle, and as long as we don't go over 500 kilometers and can't see the resolution we need anymore, we need to make sure that our orbit covers the surface of Duna nicely. So first off, let's get down to a 500 kilometer orbit, or just under that, so like 480 kilometers. So we're just going to burn retrograde and watch our periapsis drop to 480-ish kilometers instead of 4.5 megameters. There's 3 megameters. 2 megameters. 1 megameter, and we're changing our altitude slower and slower as it gets closer to the surface. And there's 500 kilometers right there. So let's go down to about 480. There we go. That's good right there. And we will be at that periapsis in 5 days. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we've let enough time pass at this point that we can do another launch if we want to. So let's, but we want to do, oh, look at that. Look at that view right there. That is just beautiful. Okay, and we're coming around this way, I believe. Yeah, 2 days, 5 days. And yeah, we'll be going a lot faster when we get down there. So let's warp to here. And let's watch Duna as we do. I went in the shadow of Ike. Oh, and I should probably mention that my wife is not home right now, so I'm listening carefully to the baby monitor. They're napping, but anything from a minute to 2 hours, they could still nap. So we are at the mercy of the babies today. So hopefully we don't have to end too early, but we might, just so you are aware. All right, let's continue. We have 1 hour and 52 minutes until periapsis. So let's keep warping closer to the planet. And periapsis is pretty much at the equator. So, all right, 24 minutes. Let's get maybe 5 minutes away. There's 10 minutes, and look at the surface of Duna. All right, that's good. And we'll point retrograde. And burn. Full burn. And look at our orbit dropping. And we want this as circular as possible. And then we will tweak the orbit to be ideal for ScanSat. There's an encounter with Ike. That's going to be an issue. We need to not encounter Ike. Ike likes to mess up anything you do around Duna. But I think we'll be below Ike sphere of influence, so we'll be okay. Yeah, looking good. Yeah, I'm hearing the kiddos babble just a bit, which is why I thought of that again. Let's see, let's raise our periapsis back up a little bit too, as it has been dropping, which is to be expected. Duna is a very pretty planet. All right, periapsis is dropping again, but that is okay. I can adjust this pitch a little bit, and there we go. All right, so at this point, we've moved our apoapsis and periapsis too much to affect them more now, but our orbital period is now 2.5 hours. Let's warp to the new periapsis, because our apoapsis is still too high. Our scanning needs to be in range and also have full daylight to work properly. All right, there we go. And we will circularize this orbit. There we go. That is plenty good. So now let's open the ScanSat user interface. There's Moho. It also doesn't scan if you're at too high a time warp, so that kind of interferes with this a little bit, but it's still pretty cool. So here we go, and very useful. Duna. And that's not too bad. Okay, so we can see that this orbit, let's see, yeah, we're headed this way. So this orbit is going to take us here. And then we'll go here. And what we want to do is have a nice even distribution of these tick marks, and it is actually pretty good. So I'm not sure we need to do any tweaking of this orbit. I like it already. Let's see, what have we scanned so far? Oh, we haven't started the scan yet. Let's go here. And let's find our resource scanner. That's the multispectral scanner. And let's start a scan for resources. And just for fun, even though it doesn't make a difference in the game, let's point the camera directly at Duna's surface. Because that's what it needs to do. I might try reinstalling the persistent rotation mod. We'll see. I don't know for sure if that was contributing to our Krakens or not, but it might have been. All right, and right now we're over somewhere with basically no ore, no resources. But yeah, look at that nice wide scanning angle too. Look at that. We have that much of a pass. So let's go to, we can go up to, I believe, 10 times time warp and have it still scan. So let's let it do just a little bit of scanning. And you'll see it follow the blue line like this. We can refresh the map as well. Okay, it's finding an ore deposit there, about 3 or 4%. Look at that dust storm swirl there, or a cloud swirl. And here we're going over the South Pole. Yep, and it's going to just chase this blue line like this. Yeah, we got a nice scan over the South Pole, which has about 3-4% resources. So that is definitely an option when we have mining technology to go after that, but hopefully we'll find something a little bit more substantial before we send a mining and refining station to Duna. All right, let's see. Oh, we can change the map projection too. There's polar. Look at that. And Kavreski 7. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's like this. Okay. That's kind of cool. But I think I like the rectangular. It distorts the poles, sure, but it gives us a nice wide view. All right, let's see. How is this doing? Oh, we're on the night side. That there is the Terminator. So we don't have the illumination we need to scan this. So let's go ahead and time warp through the night and make another pass. Oh, but look at that view. That's screenshot worthy for sure. Everything is screenshot worthy to me. You know me by now. I have a problem with screenshots. I take too many. All right. Are we in enough sunlight? No. Because looking straight down, which is what it's doing, even though the camera looks like it's pointed straight up, we still have darkness. So we need to be actually looking straight down at an illuminated part of the surface. Like so. All right, let's slow down to time warp where it can do mapping. And any moment it'll actually start mapping again. Not yet. In fact, we can probably pin this. Oh, that's the enhanced multispectral scanner. We want this. Surface and daylight. Yep, that's what we're missing. But here we go over the North Pole. And now we are in daylight, so now we're doing scanning. So it must be winter on Duna because we have a darker North Pole than South Pole right now. There we go. And yet we're finding some resources here as well, about the same as on the South Pole. And nothing over here. It is barren under these ice sheets. Or at least we can't see any resources here from orbit. Which makes sense, really. I mean, it is covered in ice, to be fair. All right, we're going to do this pass just to get an idea of surface or of ore distribution across these latitudes, and then we'll go to the next thing, which is probably going to be a launch. We'll decide what to launch. We should check in on the Duna probe that we launched and see if we can See if we can communicate with it. All right, we can unpin that. We don't need it. Okay, so it looks like the resources on Duna, at least over the biomes we've flown over so far, are pretty scanty. Is that a shadow of Ike? No, it is not. It's just a dark patch because of mountains. Okay. But there's probably at least one biome with better resources than this, and that's what we want to know, so that if we, although it also makes a lot more sense. Oh, here we go. 9%. Okay, we're flying over somewhere with higher resource value. These plains right here, it looks like. Duna lowlands, okay. It also probably makes more sense to make a fuel depot on Ike than on Duna's own surface, but it also probably makes sense to have one in both places. But if we're just, there's Ike right there. Look at that. That's so cool. What a pretty game. Even without the visual mods, it's pretty, but these make it even better. Look at that haze. Because, yeah, we'll want to refine some fuel on the surface so that if we do land on Duna, we can potentially take off again. But for interplanetary missions that are just passing by Duna, it makes a lot of sense to have a fuel depot on Ike, which we have to tell the V to put this around Ike later. So that's going to happen. Then we can refuel a craft there, send the lander down here, bring it back, and then go on our way. Okay, yeah, these lowlands and midlands have nice, rich ore deposits. 9.32%. More or less. It looks like that mountain range there has less, which is interesting. Well, no, that makes sense because we're not looking for we're looking for stuff that we can turn into hydrocarbons, basically. So there's a lot of scientifically hand-waving stuff going on for this, so it's roughly accurate. There's Jewel. We have a probe about to arrive there, too, in 35 days. All right. We've crossed the equator. But yeah, so as this goes down here, it's going to come back up over here and then back down this way. So we're going to have this kind of a gap. Or no, over here. So yeah, we're going to have this kind of a gap between passes. But then each time we go all the way across and come back around, we're going to be in a different spot. That's why these tick marks are so important. They need to be nicely, evenly distributed like this. Otherwise, you're just going to pass over the same spots every time. And that is not an efficient way to map a planet. All right, we're coming out of the Midlands, I think. Let's see. Let's look at our other scanners as well. Okay, we're too low for the synthetic aperture radar. And we're too low for, yeah, we have two. No, that's the same antenna. What else do we have on here? Can't even remember what we have in ScanSat. The enhanced multispectral scanner, we are too high. And I think those are the 3 scanners that we have. And I think what we can do also is transmit the data that we have so far back to Kerbal. And the more data we have, the more scientific value it has. I think that's how this works. And so as we continue scanning, we can keep sending it back. So let's do that as an experiment. We've passed over these biomes that have resources. Now we're in the poles, and there probably are resources down there, but we can't see them because they are under the ice. So let's slow it back down to real time, and let's do an experiment. Let's see, this here. Okay, analyze data, resources. So resource scan from Duna. This resource data brings us one step closer to reliving all our favorite lines from that recent hit Kerbal movie. Okay. but we don't have enough yet, I think. I think we need to have more data before we can send it back. All right, so we'll be coming back to this. Reset the experiment. Meanwhile, I think that is good for now. Oh, Raider redeemed a Boozinate. Yeah, let's drink to this successful orbital insertion here. Thank you, Raider. Also, I'm going to check real quick. I think my wife actually just got home. She was taking her daughter shopping, my stepdaughter. So if they are home, then I don't have to worry about the kiddos anymore. Let's double check. Excuse me for just a moment. I can snoop on her location on my phone. Nope, they're at Joanne's buying fabric. Nice. Okay, I must have heard my stepson upstairs then. That's I heard a door opening and closing. All right, so let's close this. Actually, let's look at our other maps. We have Moho right here. Hasn't scanned a lot recently, but that's okay. We have Kerbal, which is mostly scanned. And we also have Minimus, which is completely scanned. Not a lot of resources on Minimus. We have these 5 to 10% ore deposits. Other than that, nothing that we can see from orbit. But that will be very nice for a fuel depot, to have one on Minimus with its incredibly low gravity. So let's see, let's go back to the map. And let's zoom out so I don't blind you with the sun. There we go. And we want to focus on Kerbal. And we'll need to unfilter some of the stuff. I think it's a probe. We might have to go to the tracking station for it. Shipwreck grabber, that's right, we had that. Yeah, let's go back to the tracking station. So we need to find the Duna probe that we launched and just check, just in case, see if it has communication. And I'm wondering if there's a setting that I've missed that is changing the way the communications work. Here it is. Let's fly that. And fingers are crossed, but I don't have very high expectations here. Loading. And nope. No probe control. Dang it. So let's send something to race it there. Let's send something with actual Delta V to get to Duna and land. Because we want some surface science. Dang it. Ooh. Also, maybe I can get some scientific data from the Duna scan, or the Minimus ScanSat. Hey, Luli. Luli says, I see ship is here. The Boozinate is not available. Oh, actually, that was Raider. He just redeemed it a couple minutes ago. Let's see, 3 minutes ago, yep. But, good news, it's on, oh, there's the hydrate from Silver Sky. Thank you, Silver Sky. So, but it is on extended Black Friday sale, just for fun. So the price is reduced and the timer is reduced by half. So it'll be ready in like 4.5 minutes. Thank you, Silver Sky. All right, so let's go back to the tracking station, actually. You're going to drink so much of the stream, Cicely. Yep. Well, that's the hope anyway, if people keep remembering. Let's see. So let's go, and we have... Let's just go straight to Minimus. Lily says, I dropped in to say hello, but it's late, so bedtime for me. Have a wonderful time. You too, Lily, and thanks for dropping by. It is always good to see you. And here's the resource ScanSat. Let's fly it, and let's see if we can transmit data home. Because we're getting so close to some crucial technologies that will unlock some late game stuff. All right. Resetting my posture while that happens. Yeah, this has the old scanner, so this might actually not. Yeah, that does not have the same. This is the vanilla. This is the stock part, so that's actually different. So instead, Kerbal. I blinded you guys there, sorry. And in our polar orbit, where is it? Is it this guy here? No. ScanSat Supreme, there it is, switch to. And it's Supreme because it has all the extra fancy antennas from the ScanSat mod. You just notice the stretch reward is gone. It shouldn't be. Oh, there it is. Wait, no. Yeah, here we go. All right, stretching. Hands are on the ceiling. You're blind. Feet are on the floor. Stretching out the spine. My back has been giving me a hard time this week. So that's very appreciated. All right, here we go. And we do have some delta V. So if we have finished our resource scan. Okay, yeah, we don't need that. Let's analyze the resources. Yeah, there we go. We finally have some data about resources on Kerbal, because, as everyone knows, if you want basic information about your own planet, nothing beats sending an expensive, complicated satellite into orbit. That's amazing. All right, we get 15 science points from this. Lily says, ceiling? How tall are you? Silver Sky says, it could be a low ceiling. It's both. I am 192 or 3 centimeters, so 6'3", and it's a low ceiling, so it's not that much a stretch to do it, but if I brace myself against ceiling and floor, I have really great leverage to stretch out my spine. It's great. Ah, so you are only about 8 centimeters shorter than me, Raider. You're pretty tall. Nice. Okay, so that means we have what? 415 science points? 418. Nice. Okay. We're looking for 550 for the next big tech. But now let's stop our resource scan. We don't need that anymore. We're in a suboptimal altitude. We need to be anywhere from 70 to 400, and ideal is over 300 kilometers. So let's do another scan. But we need to change our orbit. So we're in a very circular orbit, incredibly circular, 0.0058 eccentricity. So let's point prograde. You need a very low ceiling to do that, says Silver Sky. No worries. Okay, and let's see. Let's go for about 360 kilometers, I think is going to be pretty good. So let's raise our apoapsis just a touch. So we're at about 1/4 thrust. We can go a little bit higher than that. About 40% thrust. 340. 50. There we go. That's very close to 360. So now we need to warp around the planet 23 minutes till we get to apoapsis. Raider says, I'd feel short if I ever met you in real life. I know how you mean, because my resting angle for my neck is just slightly downwards, right? So I meet people who are nearly, but not quite as tall as me, and I feel like they are towering over me. It's really weird. All right, so here's our apoapsis, here's our periapsis. We want to circularize this at about 360 kilometers. So let's go, yeah, about 40% thrust, really good. Low thrust, and it looks like I missed a message, so I'm going to catch that in just a second here. All right, there we go. And we're even less eccentric, even more circular than before. And let's see. Oh, Raider had said, everyone in France is pretty tall. Nice. And Lily says, we Dutchies got that one. Nice. Okay. But here we go. We should be at an ideal altitude for our multispectral, yes, status ideal, MSR Enhanced Multispectral Scanner. So let's start a multispectral scan. Surface needs to be in daylight, and it is not, of course. Let's open the map again and go to Kerbal. And map type is... There's our altimetry map. Slope map. Let's see. Chat positive to scroll. Let's scroll down. There we go. Pete Beckman says, I severed a nerve in my neck from relaxing by leaning on my arm. Oh, no. Cause atrophy in your left arm and chest. Relaxing can be dangerous. Oh, yikes. I did not know that. Let's see, biomap. There's our fancy biomap. Oh, let's turn the resource overlay off. There we go, that helps. There's our fancy biomap, which we were getting before. Visual map. Look at that. So, what do we need from this? What does this give us? Scan type, biome visual, low, resource low. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I think this is actually a less good camera than the resource one, but that's fine. We'll let this go for a while. We do not have great distribution of these ticks though. So let's see. What can we do about that? Let's point retrograde. So if we go too much higher, then we'll be too high for it. And let's see. Watch these ticks as I gently push the engines. And they will spread out nice and even. There we go. That's way better. Okay, and we'll let that just do its thing. Meanwhile, let's go to the Space Center again, and let's try again to launch to Duna, but this time let's have a proper transfer stage. And let's have better communications on it, so that maybe we can retain control over the thing. And maybe having better communications on this will act as a relay towards the one we already flew, which still has a chance, if we can control it, to get to Duna. That's what I'm hoping. But man, Duna has been a challenge. Moho getting into orbit was a challenge. Dres was a challenge, but we finally landed something on a different planet a while back. That was Dres. And so Duna, we have our eyes on Duna. Let's see. So let's do Duna Exploration and Research Probe. And rather than have another saved craft, let's just rename this to 3. Save it. And let's delete number 2. Which is this one here. 98 parts, 98 parts. Yeah, that's this one. Delete. There we go. And yes, delete. And let's make sure I deleted the right one. Load. Yep, probe 3. Perfect. Raider says, an RTX 3070 Ti is worth as much as my current PC. I might keep my R7 1700X and RX 570 PC for a few more years. GPU prices are crazy. They are, but they used to be crazier. But so I'm a little bit hopeful. All right, let's delete the fairing for now so we can work on this thing. And in fact, what we're gonna need to do is take it off entirely and add a stage here for transfer burn. So, it will need a decoupler. I like a so. And then we need fuel tanks. We're going to do an atomic stage because that's super efficient. So we need liquid fuel tanks. Where is the one? This one right here. And Satan snatched the Boozenate. Welcome, Satan. How are you doing? Snatching the Boozenate. Thank you, Satan. How has your day been? Hopefully relaxing. Okay, and if we add our atomic rocket motor, there it is, right there. Let's see, this stage has 1.6 kilometers per second of delta V, which is good, but we can do better. There it is. Satan says it's getting there, but earlier was tiring. Well, I'm glad it's at least getting there. All right, let's do the smaller one so that we can keep it within the fairing. That's this guy here. And what we're gonna do is stack them like so. and then spread them out. Like that. And that gives us almost 4 kilometers per second of delta V in this stage, and it looks cool, so so there's that. Let's see. Let's also add plenty of antennas on here because of reason. Not these big heavy guys. Let's just add these. And does it have CurbNet access? Will it even tell me? I don't know. All right, well, let's just add 8 of these. Looking cool is indeed a requirement for spaceships, Pete Begman. That is accurate. You are absolutely right. All right, let's put this back on. And speaking of, so did anyone actually get to see that first really cool launch when my my stream restarted itself? I hope so. All right, build fairing. We're gonna have way more drag now. But that is all right. Let's pop that off and let's raise this tower even farther. Okay, that looks good. You tuned in just in time to see the fairing clipping explosion. Okay, but you saw the other ones afterwards, so yes, you did. Good. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's double check the staging because it might be different since we popped the launcher off and then back on. That's good. That is good. Upper stage, yes. These need to be different stages. And let's see, is that the atomic rocket motor? That is indeed. And then this. That decoupler needs to be there. Okay, good. And there is the heat shield. Let's see. Okay, that decoupler. That one needs to be below the atomic rocket motor. Like this. Okay, let's see. That decoupler, atomic rocket motor, that decoupler, and then the heat shield, and then the engine. Okay, we are good. That is the correct staging. Always check yo staging, as Scott Manley says. It is vitally important. All right, we have let plenty of time pass between launches, so we can go straight out to the launch pad. And just so you guys can hear what I'm listening to, as long as these kiddos are happy in there. Yep, they're just singing in their room, so that's fine. Oh, we can close this. We don't need that. Let's turn on our flight recorder because we want to keep track of our altitude, acceleration, and dynamic pressure. And just checking. I'm not sure if that's triggering the mic or not at its low volume. Wow, the frame rate on OBS itself is really low. Interesting. Elric redeemed first. Ha! He got it. I was wondering who would notice that it's back in stock since the streamer disconnected and restarted. And he redeemed Hydrate. So welcome, Elric. How are you doing? Refreshing cold ice water. Thank you very much, Elric.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yay! Nice. Yes, even those are on sale for Black Friday. All right. Here we go. Elric, you're just in time for this cool camera angle. All right, throttle up. Stability assist is on. And yeah, we are go for launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, liftoff. Vehicle has cleared the tower and is pitching downrange. Here we go. I'm turning this back up. She just does this for a long time. I think he is still asleep. Yep. Streaming as a dad. Alright, but everything is looking nominal here. Vehicle is supersonic. And we've also reached maximum aerodynamic pressure, max Q. Looking good. We got a nice, gentle pitch over maneuver. Let's maintain about 30 degrees pitch. We're coming up on main engine cutoff. We have MECO, stage separation, and second engine start. And yeah, I can definitely feel that this is a heavier payload. That's why we're maintaining this 30-degree pitch. We want to make sure our apoapsis is going up, which it is. All right, we're below 1 kilopascal. Let's go ahead and change cameras. Oh yeah, we got this cool camera right here. Let's do this. Here we go. Fairing separation confirmed. And there they go, those fairings. And yep, our apoapsis continues to rise. That is excellent to see. Everything is looking nominal still. All right, apoapsis is now outside of Kerbin's atmosphere, so the main thing to look at now is the periapsis. Let's go ahead and pitch down to 20 degrees. Raising our apoapsis will give us a lot more time to raise our periapsis, though, so yeah, we can actually just point prograde at this point, I think. Extend your antenna, says Pete Venkman. That's a good call, actually. We have the extra ones, but just in case, let's do both the solar panels. There they go, and the antenna. We are in space, so there is no drag on this thing. It is fine. And yeah, let's go up to about 250 kilometer apoapsis. There we go. Thank you for the reminder, Pete Venkman. Let's... Okay, this is classified as a probe. That's perfect. Let's filter probes out, actually, and ships. So we were just looking at this here. Okay, we can filter out our relays as well. Okay, so we're only looking at our current vessel. We got a nice clean map view. Let's warp to our apoapsis. That's why they keep me around, says Pete Venkman. I mean, yeah, I guess so. All right, we're still going to point prograde. We need to speed the game up just a little bit so that we don't have to wait painfully while our one tiny reaction wheel reorients the ship towards prograde. There we go. Yeah, we have 500 meters per second left of delta V with this stage, and then we have 5.5. We'll have 5 kilometers per second left after that. That includes the landing stage, though. So, all right, here we go. We are at apoapsis. And we're making more space junk, so, you know, there's that. There we go. We have a fairly circular orbit. And once again, actually, we're in a good spot for this. So let's orient ourselves upwards a little bit. And yeah, so we're pointing that way. So this is the direction that will not only get us a Kerbal escape, but raise our apoapsis, excuse me, around the sun. And we are out of fuel. So Kefri Bezos, you get to pick this up later. Let's make sure this is right. Yep, stage and start the atomic rocket motor. There we go with that beautiful blue plume. And let's speed the game up because this is a very low thrust engine. And there's the scanning angle for our ScanSat. Even though it's not being rendered, we can still see that. Hilarious. And yeah, this stage has 3.5 kilometers per second of delta V remaining, which is 1 kilometer more than what the planning tool said we needed. So I like that margin. Okay, and we have a Kerbal escape coming up in 12 days, but let's cut the engine now. Set Duna as our target. And let's see, there's our apoapsis. Let's pin that, and let's watch it rise. Okay, good, it is rising. And let's see how close we can get to an encounter. It's just flickering all over the place as the math changes. Okay, we're gonna be very close right there. So, okay. We have an escape in 2 days. So let's go ahead and time warp to that. Oh, we're in wrong time warp mode. There we go. And we are out of Kerbin's sphere of influence. Perfect. So if we add a maneuver right here, we can see what we can do from here to change our orbit. Although what we should do actually is look... We could look at the KSP planner. Where is it recommending that we do our deep space maneuver? It's recommending it... Let's see, let's orient this like so. It's recommending we do it at about here. So that's probably the wisest thing. So let's do that. Let's delete this maneuver and add a maneuver here. And let's see what this can do. Prograde and radial in, I think, are going to be the things. Maybe. It's kind of hinting at where the approach is going to be. Kind of. I know it's showing this right here, but every once in a while it flickers to over there. What about this instead? Yeah, it's flickering towards where we want to be, but not quite going there. So let's try it a different way. Oh, okay, that's looking actually more promising. And then less promising. All right, so it is year 6 day 243. Let's open up the mission planner again and see what it recommends. So year 6 day 243 and 44 and 250. 250. Search trajectories and see what it tells us. And this also, let's change to 243. All right, so if we, let's see, if I orient this, like that. Yeah, that is pretty similar. Let's zoom out. Right about there. Okay, that looks very similar. So this says that right... Well, this is actually telling us to do it differently, but that's okay. Let's see. What can we do for an encounter? If we do our maneuver here at the descending node, and this orbit here is for a contract that we're probably not going to take. All right, we might have to get really aggressive, actually. Whoa, do you see that? Do you see that? It keeps just... Ooh. That's promising. How do we improve this? Like so. Oh, and now it's gone. Now it's back. Okay, so radial out and retrograde kinda does it. We're getting closer each time. All right, here we go. This is the tedious but very most important part. Well, not very most important part. There's so many most important parts of Kerbal Space Program. We have the Delta V to do this. Yeah, each time I'm getting a little bit closer. So I'm very encouraged by this. All right, last time we had about 7 million kilometers. 7 million again. Ooh, 6.7 million. Let's just keep pushing. 6.3 it looked like. Meanwhile, I'm still listening to my kids singing very happily. Ooh, 5.7. Yeah, this is working. Good thing we added all that Delta V, huh? Oh, we almost have an encounter. Yeah, I think we've passed our optimal window at this point, but that's okay. Ooh, 4.7. I don't know about for you guys, but this is exciting for me. 4.1. $3.8. Okay, so now let's do another test real quick. If I turn the sensitivity as fine as it'll go and change when we do the maneuver, will that help? No, it will not. So this is the best time to do the maneuver. Okay. Good to know. $3.1. $2.8. I can't believe it. We're so close. For a maneuver we haven't even done yet, and which is going to take most of our Delta V. Oh my gosh, this is maddening. So maddening. Oh, 2.2 million kilometers. 2.1. Oh my gosh, I don't think we're getting closer anymore. Oh, we are. 1.9. Okay. We're very close to an actual encounter. .7. We're also pushing the limits of our delta V, even with the atomic stage added. 1.7. 1.6. Let's push this farther. There we go. Ooh. 1.2. I don't know how close we have to be for the encounter. Pete Vangman says, this is partly why I've only accomplished the flyby of Duna once. Yeah, it's rough without using various tools. Okay, less than 1 million kilometers. And we're definitely going to need to be doing some aero braking when we get there. Dang it. And we're probably going to be going very fast. Yeah, we can get an encounter this way, but it's not going to be a very good encounter. So we're actually going to scrap that. Yes, all that. I just scrapped it. Deal with it. Let's add a maneuver here. And let's see what this can do. If we can do this more efficiently. From here. And I think we probably can. Okay, see this right here? That's encouraging. Oh, yeah, that's very encouraging. Okay, this is so... Well, no, it's not that much cheaper. Well, dang it. I'm probably going to need to play with this between streams because this is going to be very frustrating. Although, Joule encounter coming up. But our descending node is coming up in 74 days. So, this is probably where we are going to do the maneuver. Let's kill that. Actually, yeah, descending node 92 days. Okay, so let's add a maneuver here and just add an alarm for it because let's do the Joule encounter. Let's see, create alarm, at the maneuver. There we go. And it is for, let's see, Duna probe 3 correction burn. There we go. And 0 and add the alarm. Okay, and that is coming up after this Joule encounter. Let's go ahead and switch to the Joule probe. And let's get a look at another planet. We've actually had a very successful stream today with our getting a probe into orbit of Duna. That's a big deal. And this here is dead. No probe control. Dang it. It's still going to encounter Joule, though. Shipwreck redeemed Booznate. All right, let's drink to this dead spaceship. Thank you, Shipwreck. And yeah, as we're getting farther and farther out into deep space, communication has become a major issue, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and take this thing to Joule. Shipwreck says, I'm home now. Booze party begins for Dan. Okay. Hopefully you got some time for it. My kids are getting noisier and noisier. Here, listen to this, Shipwreck. This is what I'm listening to. They're happy, but they're getting more restless. So so the time is growing short. All right, let's go ahead and warp to. Whoa. Let's stop that. Why did that change? Did you see that change? I think that's happened to a past probe too. It changed because it changed the calculation. It changed the alarm. That's what happened. That's what happened to Val and Bob. Mystery has been solved. That's why they missed their Kerbal encounter. Oh no! Let's blow it up. I mean, maybe. I can't control it, is the thing. And I don't think it's going to go close enough to anything to blow up, unfortunately. In fact, oh, it's going to get launched into this highly inclined orbit. But at least we'll have sent something to Joule. So let's see. Let's warp here. Yeah, see that? And it changes the alarm. That's dangerous. But I'm glad I've figured that out. That's an issue with the game itself. All right, let's actually go ahead and delete that alarm because I can't trust it. Warp here. You blame Banana Apsis. I blame your face. There, I said it. All right, we're coming out of time warp. Those flickery, jittery numbers. There we go. Pete Venkman says, let's blame the time warp again. Yes, actually, yes. We'll blame the time warp. All right, warp here. Get really close to our entering Joule's sphere of influence. And I don't think we've had a flyby of Joule before. I don't think we've successfully gotten anything there. So this might be a first, I'm hoping. All right, and now we can do a regular warp, not the on-rails time warp, and it won't change the calculations. Okay, here we go. Oh, I heard a ghast, a space ghast. And world first milestones. We have initiated the first flyby of Joule. Nice, we got 50,000 spaceos and 2 science points. That'll blow it up, says Shipwreck, with the gas sound. Oh, you wish. Okay, Joule periapsis. 316 megameters, 316,000 kilometers. So yeah, we're not going to get any real science from this, unfortunately. That is all we're going to get because we cannot communicate with this probe and we cannot control it. We've got this giant antenna on the front of it, and we don't have anything that can talk to it, unfortunately. Silver Sky redeemed hydrate. Thank you, Silver Sky. So basically, this is more space junk. But that's all right. Okay. How close are we going to get to Joule? Not close at all. Periapsis is coming up in 52 days. Derp ad? That's not a derp, Shipwreck. Oh, the drink cam. Oh, you say it just as I take it down. Yeah, but. Fair enough. Whatever. It's all good. Okay, so let's go. Let's see if we can start doing something about this. We don't have the crazy big antenna yet. You resumed play. Don't argue with the mods or you'll get banned. Fair enough. All right, it's loading up the Space Center. I hear the crickets. I hear the birds. You second that, Supreme Doom? All right, let's look at research and development. We have 420 science points now with those other 2. Shipwreck says, oh, Dan, don't forget to do the perms for the shoutouts. Oh, thank you for reminding me while I'm streaming, Shipwreck. Remind me while I'm not streaming, Shipwreck. All right, we can afford these, and I'm tempted on this one, the unmanned tech, because this will give us our landing autopilot. But that's about it for interesting stuffs. We're looking for advanced science tech. This not only gives us another scientific experiment we could do, a couple of them, but gives us our refineries and our drills. That's the big deal. We can make fuel depots elsewhere. Supreme Doom seconding the do the permits for the shoutouts. And there's a shout out for Pizza. Woo! Go follow Pizza. Hopefully they stream again someday. That would be amazing. Yeah. But also, if we look, where is it? Here, under automation, we get this giant relay antenna, the biggest one in the game, I believe. Yep, the biggest one in the game, with a 100 gigameter antenna range. These are combinable, though. I think you have diminishing returns when you combine them, but Premium says, I was going to remind you, but it was more fun chatting about the silliness of last stream. Wow, rude. But yeah, let's make a huge communications array. Why not? And let's see if it will help us regain communications with any of our probes that we have lost contact with. That's the hope. So here's what we need. We need our probe core. We need batteries. Let's add some big ones. We should add command control. Let's add some reaction wheels. But this bigger one, it's huge though, is the problem. It's huge. So let's see, this one here. Let's add a couple of them and we'll put the batteries on here like this. There we go. All right. And now let's go into, we're gonna need solar panels too, but we can do that. Let's go into communications. What is our most powerful one? That is 2 gigameters. That is 15 gigameters. Okay, let's pull these off. Let's add some structural elements. So we're going to go ahead and do the bigger reaction wheel after all. There we go. And we can add a bigger battery underneath it, just like that. Let's add 2 of them. We want lots of power on this thing. And under structural, let's do... The girder adapter doesn't seem to be attachable anywhere useful. So, modular girder segment it is. And yes, let's do 6 of them. Let's do 6 like this. And let's rotate them a little bit upwards. Yeah, this thing is going to be an absolutely ridiculous monstrosity. Now at 100 motors. I might have to, Shipwreck. Alright. There we go. And now... like this. Come on, where's the right? There we go. And like that. And so now I don't want them clipping like this, so let's see. Yeah, we're doing this. Shipwreck redeemed the Boozinate. Is this mod chat? I guess right now it is. Everyone else is lurking, which is fine. Thank you, Shipwreck. Delicious. I should be through this beer by now, but since most people weren't boozinating me today, I'm not. Shakes the lurkers. Alright, let's auto strut to grandparent part so that we have some stability here. And we also need some power generation. Hey, P. Vangman says, I'm taking care of kids and watching. Oh, who does that? Oh, me. That's right. Screaming says, I'm not lurking. Oh, wait, I am mod. Don't forget that, Scream Doom. All right, let's turn off symmetry mode. Okay, there we go. And let's put this right down there. All right. Yeah, look at this thing. This is a desperate effort to regain control of some of our satellites. Shipwreck says, Dan was up till like 7 a.m. I don't know why he claims he watches kids. I was up till about 4 a.m. I couldn't sleep. Speeding aside, pretty much mod everywhere. Yep. Basically. Alright, engines. Let's put something super efficient on this thing. The Wolfhound is good. Just like that. And this thing has 1.4 kilometers per second of delta V. So, now, coupler. We want the 2.5 meter decoupler. No, that's too big. We want the 1.8 meter decoupler. There we go. And so we can put more fuel on this. Yes. And that means let's not do 2 parts when 1 part will do. Whoa, that's too big. Too big, Dan. Careful. Too big. And so is that, but you know it works. Let's not worry about it when it works. There we go. And now we do need the 2.5 meter decoupler. I knew that was the right size. Okay. And this gives us hopefully enough delta V also to deorbit this thing when we're done with it, because we don't want this to be a permanent guy. And we're going to do, we have 5.7 million Spaceos, so why not? Let's do the Callisto heavy launcher in expendable mode. Or let's just make a custom one. Let's do it. Why not? So fairing, we want the big guy, 3.75 meters. Because look at that thing. We want clamshell deploy on, a very high ejection force. Let's do 750. And we want 3 sides, and we want it to be painted silver. We always do that. So, fuel tanks now. We want the biggest. We want the huge ones. So, which ones are those? They're not in the proper order, really. I think they're these. Yes, because we don't have the bigger fairing yet, do we? Yeah, we still don't have the 5 meter fairing, so we want... Yeah, we want this. Is there a good adapter? That's too tiny. That's super tiny. Oh, that's also tiny. Way too small. Here's the one. Yeah, that's the one right there. That's what we want. And there's our upper stage. So let's do engines. Let's go for the Vector, because this is a heavy guy. And it looks like we're gonna need like 3 of them. So let's do that. There we go. I like it. And let's see, that means we're gonna have to get clever for this though. Oh, let's see, 2 thrust weight ratio, that's a little bit overkill. Let's see, 1,000 kilonewtons. What else do we have? Do we have anything more powerful? 1,500, the mainsail. 650. I wish I could sort these by thrust, but I can't. Oh, here we go. The Mastodon. I mean, that's a booster engine, really. $340 in vacuum. Ooh. All right, let's do this. Let's do the Rhino. Yeah, that's a big guy. Wow. All right, but I like it. More motor. That's right. This is a big motor. And we have more than 1 thrust weight ratio. In fact, those are perfect numbers. I love them. All right, so now decouplers. We need a big guy, 5 meter. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. There's no other mode for this? Ooh. Why stop at 1 motor though? We're gonna have more. Don't worry. Ooh, I don't like that. Okay, do I have a thicker, wider motor that I can put on here? There's the Mastodon. What does this look like when I put it? Oh, it's even Even skinnier, that's worse. That's way worse. We don't want that. No. Bad. Skipper's not strong enough, way too weak. Cheetah, no, 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 no. Dang it. Alright, well, the Rhino it is. It's a big ol' stinky engine, but we're gonna need to put an engine plate on there now. Let's see, we want, is it under, yeah, here it is. We don't have the 5-meter engine plate either. Oh, no! Oh, there's a creeper, I hear a creeper. Ah! I heard a stinky creeper. Okay, structural. Ah, we don't have the right size yet. We haven't unlocked the right size. Okay, so that means we're gonna have to shrink these. That's just gonna have to happen. So fuel tanks, let's go one size down to this. Nope, that's 2 sizes down. Here is the size. Nope, that is not the size. That's not the size. Kerbal, you gotta get your sizes sorted properly. Alright, that is too skinny. And that is too wide. That's a 5-meter tank. And Silver Sky redeemed Hydrate at the same time as Satan redeemed Boozinate. Wow, look at that. Let's hydrate first, because that was... And Shipwreck, you got sniped. There we go. And the Boozinate. There's one Boozinate left. Okay, is this the right size here? Nope, that's even smaller. So which size is it, Kerbal? Too big. Too small. Too small. Too small. Ooh, I don't like that. Where are my intermediate sizes, Kerbal Space Program? I need something in between those 2 sizes. Yeah, that's no good at all. Now it's even smaller. Well, that's frustrating. So we're not gonna worry about that then. Wait, is this the right size? There it is! Perfect. Okay, there we go. And yes, I like those numbers. I like those numbers quite a lot. And so we can do this. And it shouldn't be that hard, especially for someone who's played this so long, to find the right tank sizes. But the sorting of those tanks is atrocious. Super terrible. And Pete Bangman, oh, there's a shout out for Satan. Go follow Satan. If he ever streams, you'll be glad you've already followed, because Satan is fantastic. And Pete Bangman says, is that Thanos in a Christmas sweater? Why, yes it is. And it's a bobblehead. There it is. I love it. It's perfect. Okay, so now we need our booster stage. So let's see. This has 4 engines on it, and that's the size of it. Okay. So we can use these size tanks. The S3 is the size. So let's mouse over, find the S3s. S3. Okay, S3s are down here, and those are S4s. That's what's confusing me. Okay. There we go. It is fantastic, isn't it, P. Bangman? I love it. I have several Thanos ones. Okay. Now that is really good. This is definitely overkill, and you know what I say, there's no kill like overkill. We need some solid boosters on the outside. You'll be happy about this, Shipwreck. We're doing more motors. Engines. Let's do the... let's see. Thoroughbred gives 1700 kilonewtons. Kick back. Oh, that is a lot. Clydesdale. Pollux. I think the kickback is going to be the one. And we'll do several of them. More motors equals more boom. You're not wrong. Right there. Okay. And let's see, that'll burn for 1 minute 3 seconds. So no, we'll do something different. So that's the Pollux, or no, that was the kickback. Let's try the Pollux instead. All right, I like this better. There we go. And we're going to add an aerodynamic nose cone to it. That's too small, so we need, what's the right size here? This one here. Yes. All right, and let's do 4 of them. I like it so. And what does that look like? Ooh, that is literally perfect. I could not, I'm going to just claim that I planned this. You know what I like? 1.8 for starting thrust to weight ratio and no more than 4 if avoidable. Look at that, 1.86 to 4. This has basically the same thrust to weight ratio as the Saturn V rocket. Okay, so we need to make sure that these are auto strut to grandparent part. There we go, otherwise they will wobble around. There we go. Perfect. And now we need the launch tower. There we go, and it put it in the right stage. That's excellent. And let's just do the engine cam, because look at all those engines. This is going to be spectacular. So let's put our camera right down there. What do we want? We want the launch pad camera. We only want one. Let's put it right here like this. Looking at the engines like that. And then we'll bring it down here. And yeah, actually, we'll need to rotate it differently. There we go. Like that. Okay, I like this. So here we go. And this is ComSat Extra. Shipwreck is, let's see. Yeah, Shipwreck is just looking at the explosive potential of the rocket. That's right. He always does. Let's double check our staging. There we go. That's good. And then the solid motors decouple. Main stage decouples. There's the upper stage and then the fairing and then that decoupler and that engine. I love it. We're ready to go. Let's roll it to the launch pad and let's do this amazing launch. And I heard more creaking upstairs. So while this loads, I'm going to see if my wife is home, because that creaking is in her sewing room, which is encouraging. And indeed, they're home. Okay, cool. So I don't have to worry about the bebes. I can continue just ignoring my kids. They're still singing so happily in their bedroom. It's so funny. Shipwreck says, let's be honest. We're all here to see Dan explode stuff. Nobody's saying, boy, I hope he succeeds this mission. Excuse me, but I am. I'm saying, boy, I hope he succeeds this mission. All right, let's do this at dawn. There we go. Look at it bounce on the launch pad there. All right, throttle up. Stability assist is on, and here is, wow. That camera angle is actually terrible. Let's see. Oh, we can zoom in some. Oh, okay. Me too, says Elric. Team Troll King. All right, let's actually, let's move this camera a little bit. So revert to vehicle assembly. I just want a better camera angle because we're going to look at all of the power coming out of the bottom of this thing, because this is almost 10,000 kilonewtons on this booster stage, on this first stage. Where's the camera? There it is. Let's pull it back. There we go. And save and launch. There we go. And yeah, I'm going to look into, I think there is a mod that will allow better control over time, including slow motion. Motion inside the building. Oh, I wish I could. That would be hilarious. You can explode the building, Shipwreck. At some point, maybe I'll do a special demolition of the Kerbal Space Center just for you. But not right now, because that would end the career, basically. I don't know if I have enough money. Even so, I have lots of money, but I don't know if it's enough to actually replace all the buildings. There we go. And now, wow. It's in the same place, apparently. Interesting. Oh, well, let's deal with it. All right, throttle up. Stability assist is on. Staging looks good, and yeah, we are go for launch. Let's just see what this looks like. This might be hilarious. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. And well, we saw we just saw some glow. Why did that not change where the camera actually was? All right, vehicle has cleared the tower. I'm pitching down range, and I heard a totem pop. That's got to be Shipwreck. Yes, it was Shipwreck. Thank you, Shipwreck. Taking advantage of the Black Friday sale on all the redeems here. And yeah, we're going to put this in a nice high orbit. In fact, we should be putting it in a polar orbit, but you know, whatever. Alex says, I think it was pointing the wrong way. Was it? It might have been. It might have been. You know what? We're going to test Elric's theory. That was a clean launch, so I'm not reverting an explosion or anything. Let's just double check. If it is, then Shipwreck, you get to dirt me. It's pointing the wrong way. Shipwreck redeemed Buzinate, and Shipwreck, you need to dirt me because I pointed the camera the wrong way, and Elric redeemed Hydrate. There we go. There's the Buzinate, the final one, and the 211th.
You know what always cheers me up? Laughing at other people's misfortunes.
Perfect use of that, Elric. And, sorry, Shipwreck, but I am pausing the Buzinate. There we go. Because I'm out of the booze, and it's the end of the stream, basically. Very nearly so. No, he says. All right, here we go. Let's turn this around so it's actually looking at the rocket. Look what a difference that's gonna make. Wow. Cheater. Yep, I know, right? All right, save. All right, let's try this again without the derp, and also the booze cam's up. There we go. Let's take it down before Shipwreck sees it first. It won't let me ban. You trying to ban the streamer, Shipwreck? Very rude. Yeah, you missed the exciting bans yesterday. Apparently I'm making it as a Minecrafter because the fifth column tried to get me, but they totally failed. It was a fail grief. All right. Yay, we're looking at the rocket. You know what? Let's do this as a night launch. This is a cool view. All right, throttle up, stability assist on. There we go. All right, here we go. We really are ready for launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift off. There it goes. Look at all that fire. Oh, beautiful. Vehicle has cleared the tower and is pitching downrange. Oh, that was awesome. I got Taco Bell for lunch. Taco Bell for lunch. All right, vehicle is supersonic. And this is not a very aggressive gravity turn, which is fine because we're going to go ahead and go into a very high orbit. What? Can't believe you paused Buzinate. You're derping me for pausing the Buzinate? Wow. 212th derp apparently, according to my moderators, if they can be believed. All right, we're coming up on SRB burnout. And clean separation, excellent. A little bit of a Korolev cross there. Oh, I hear my wife getting the kiddos up. Children successfully ignored. Wow, wow, wow. All right, let's go to a 500. Let's go up to a 1,000 kilometer orbit. Why not? All right, we're coming up on main engine cutoff. We have MECO, stage separation, and second engine start. All right, let's go ahead and pitch down to the horizon, and also fairing separation confirmed. Pete Venkman says, poor Shipwreck, watching those 4 boosters burn out has to be disappointing. Shipwreck redeemed 1 more hour of stream for a bit. Oh, I guess we have to do it. Oh, Shipwreck, but I have to pee, and I have to eat, and I also promised my wife that she could have time in her sewing room. So now that the kiddos are up, I will be going and taking over for her so that she can sew. All right, we have an apoapsis of 600 kilometers. You know what we didn't do? We didn't add solar panels. Gonna have to add solar panels with the EVA construction. That's a derp. We forgot the solar panels. That is definitely a derp. Look at the electric charge dropping slowly. All right, we're going to hibernate. Shipwreck says, you'll watch the kids, but only if she streams her sewing for us. Yeah, that is certainly a derp. Oh my gosh, that's bad. All right, let's turn. Why is everything on? There we go. All right, and it's counting this as a relay. That's perfect. And apoapsis, let's warp there. We have 2006 electric charge remaining. All right, we need to point prograde when we get there. All right, out of hibernation mode. And let's turn on the engine, which will fortunately charge the batteries for us. So at least for now, we can just turn this thing on when it's needed. Shipwreck redeemed Boozinate. It's a fake redeem, so I'll do a fake Boozinate.
Pretty impressive, huh? I bet you're pretty impressed.
I am very impressed, Shipwreck. So impressed. You have no idea how impressed. All right. This thing is operational. Let's see. Let's turn on probes and turn on the entire ComNet. And what does this have connections to? Oh, that's looking good. Okay, so that has the COVID satellite, Moho Research Expedition 2, Moho Resource Scanner, Duna, something around Duna. Okay. All right, let's go. We're at the end of the stream, but let's just check real quick. Did we regain connection to any of our important probes? Shipwreck says, reminds me of a toy I had when I was a kid called Spirograph. I remember the Spirograph. Man, that was the 90s, man. Spirographs were cool. Okay, let's see. Where's our Jewel mission? Let's see. Let's go to Jewel. Let's focus on Jewel. And let's see. Is it counting it as a lander? A rover? A relay? Oh, here it is. Jewel Probe 1. All right. Here we go. Moment of truth. Light bright. Yes. I was more into the Spirograph, but yes, it was very cool. That was early pixel art. All right. Moment of truth. Do we have a connection? Can we talk to this thing? It's loading it. No connection! Boo! No! All right, we're just going to have to increase the comms on anything we send into deep space until we have better communications at home. But still, today was very successful. We did get a flyby of Jewel, so that's something. Because he denied us booze, Nate. Maybe. And we got into orbit around Duna. See what happens as shipwreck? Yeah, I guess so. So, you know what? We had successes and failures of various missions, but overall, I think we have made some good progress. And hopefully next stream, we will get enough science data to actually unlock the next technology that we want and start launching drilling and refinery stations. Shrek says, okay, get Princess to stream so we can continue boostinating her. I'll put the idea out there, but I'll tell you right now, it's not gonna happen. All right, but yeah, we're good to go. Let's see who is online that we can raid. Let's see, I'm gonna go on my phone for a better list, because the list on just the regular on the OBS is way too short. Let's see. Oh, Kaylee is playing modded Minecraft with Funkiest Saturn. Stoneblock 3. Ooh, Clickwell is playing Satisfactory. Huh. Let's that is a space related game. Let's raid Clickwell. I don't really know Satisfactory that well. Let's do it. So we're gonna raid Clickwell. Wait, Satisfactory is not the game I thought it was. It says Minecraft, but no, it's a factory game. Yeah, let's raid Clickwell. We're gonna do it. We haven't raided Clickwell in a while, so I'm gonna start the raid. And here is the raid message. And if you are subscribed, copy the whole thing. Otherwise, just copy the part in between Danbear 4 Totem. And yeah, I will be back on Monday with more Minecraft, Wednesday with a whatever Wednesday stream. I haven't decided what we're going to play yet, but it'll be fun. And next Saturday, we'll pick up where we left off here. All right, here we go. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye!